When it comes to thinking about the most iconic Terraria weapons, a lot of varied things come to mind, with early game relics like the Muramasa, Star Fury and Star Cannon all being instantly recognizable as Terraria staples. And so today, we're going to be looking at a similarly classic weapon, which if I'm honest, I can't believe we haven't reviewed yet. Yes, of course I'm talking about the legendary Water Bolt. Now of course, this thing has seen quite the transformation in the 12 years it's been in the game, so I do wonder, after having its progression point completely altered, is it still something you should be going for, or has this mighty pre-Hardmode beast fallen from its throne? Before we jump into it though, if you enjoy these weapon review videos, don't forget to drop a like and sub, as it truly helps out the channel. Alright then, let's see how you get one these days. Now, I don't think it's going to be much news to anyone that the Water Bolt is found in your dungeon. However, there is just one key change to mention that came with the 1.4 update. It is now strictly post-Skeletron, meaning no matter how hard you look, you're going to get slaughtered by a dungeon guardian before you can reach it. Well, aside from the very freak scenarios where you can. So, assuming you do need to defeat Skeletron to obtain this thing, just like that, this one's pre-boss weapon is situated near the end of pre-Hardmode, with Skeletron usually needing quite a good few hours of prep to defeat. Either way though, once you have done this, the Water Bolt will appear hidden amongst books on the shelves of the dungeon, with it having a 2% chance of replacing any regular book. During your search, make sure to mouse over every book you pass, as a delightful overlay of the spell term will appear on your mouse cursor, so you better get inspecting those books like a madman. And luckily for me, after only a few minutes of exploring, I found mine right here. Right then, let's see if it still holds its own after all these years. The Water Bolt is one of those weapons which is simple, but so damn effective, with it firing a slow but ricocheting projectile which is completely unaffected by gravity. And with a base damage of 19 now, thanks to a buff in 1.4, you can expect a lovely 60 odd DPS on single targets, and upwards of 100 if you overlap your shots. Also, one of the main utilities of the Water Bolt is how it's one of the best room clearing weapons in the whole game, with that max 5 ricochets making a small space a death zone very easily. But, while this is all well and good, with it now being where it is, unfortunately its competition gets buffed up, with weapons like the Flower of Fire being in my mind as non-direct upgrade to this weapon. And this does deal a load more single target damage, and still has the bouncy projectiles too. Also, with it being tied to the dungeon, even a Boggo standard Aquasceptor can now deal some hefty single target damage, which is impressive for a weapon designed for lines. And last but not least, we of course have the Demon Scythe, possibly the best pre-Hardmode magic weapon period that can technically be obtained well before the Water Bolt. And yeah, things are suddenly looking rather rough. However, let's not forget the Water Bolt's main craft, dealing with groups, and as you can see here, despite its lower damage, being able to pierce 8 targets is seriously no joke, and completely annihilates the much more single target based Flower of Fire here. Also, let's take a second to appreciate that it also now about matches the Demon Scythe on groups, which is just a humongous upgrade to its single target comparison. So then, with the Water Bolt looking quite solid again, let's see how it does against the real thing. And well, if I'm completely honest here, most late pre-Hardmode weapons will steamroll anything they go up against. But as you can still see, piercing is super valuable, with the Flower of Fire now appearing as the weakest link out of these options. So for a better comparison, I thought I'd match us against some more tankier mimics all the way from hard mode. And I think this really goes to show just how damn powerful the Demon Scythe really is. Like, the Water Bolt is far from terrible here, but the Demon Scythe is definitely up another level. If I am honest though, this damage output still can't replace the Water Bolt's signature room clear ability, which is conveniently just what you need when exploring the dungeon for the first time. And well, past this point, while the Water Bolt can still be a pretty good weapon for defeating any optional bosses you have missed, like Queen Bee and Deerclops, the real question is how it does against the main man himself, the Wall of Flesh. And as you can see, despite its significant obtainability nerf in 1.4, at least it was given some compensation in terms of a damage buff, which means against this boss, it's actually better than ever, still being one of the safest and quickest ways to defeat the Wall of Flesh in the game. Just so you do know though, if you happen to obtain a Demon Scythe while building your Hell Bridge, you might want to swap to that instead, as despite the Water Bolt's greatness, the Scythe was able to kill it twice as fast. Yeah, it is a little ungodly strong. And this then leads me on to the main question. Has the Water Bolt fallen from fame, or is it still worth getting in modern Terraria? And well, yes and no. As while its performance past Skeletron is really good, some of its main uses, like the Skeletron kill, are no more, making it a lot less useful. And of course, with the demon type existing and excelling in many scenarios, there's only so much the Water Bolt can do for you in this small slice of progression. This has been sockrteez, and I'll see you in the next one.